Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Sean Langley. I am based in the UK. I've been in Lenovo for about 5 years now. Prior to that, spent a long time working for various integrators in the UK. So my role here now is pre-sales technical. Our job role names tend to change quite a lot, but there are 4 of us in EMEA. We have Jenny in APAC. She was presenting the session this morning. And then Mark and Joe over in the US. So anyone over there, there'll be at InfoComm next month, and looking forward to that. So yeah, today's lightning update, as it's been referred to, is all about Lenovo, what we're doing with Huddly, and kind of, where we're at the moment in our very Windows-centric portfolio as it stands at the moment. For those of you familiar with our solutions, and of course us as a brand, we are a global enterprise brand that's been in the PC game for a long time. Obviously having great success, still having great success in EMEA with our computes, and that's sort of strengths that we like to play on as much as possible, particularly in the meeting room space, which is my field of play on there. But importantly, we've got that global reach. We can sell into pretty much every country in the world. The uncompromised reliability and service support wrapped around that. The partnership with Huddly, of course, they're partnered up with a few other manufacturers at the moment, but we're very proud and happy to be involved with them. And I seem to not an event goes by that we're not teamed up with Huddly in one way, shape, or another. So shout out to the Huddly guys in the UK and the Nordics, of course. But they are delivering best-in-class AI-driven audio-visual solutions now inside the meeting rooms. So we now have offerings available in combination with Huddly that we can sell directly. So just to run through the portfolio where it's at today, starting at the top left, the ThinkSmart Core Gen 2 got released start last year now. It's been on the market over 12 months, going from strength to strength. It's available in 2 different models. That's the Ultra 5 16 gig and the Ultra 7 32 gig. We've just updated it now, so all models will ship with dual NICs, but there is the option there. If you don't wish, you do have something we call CTO, where you can customize the build specifically for your needs if need be. So if you don't want dual NICs, you can of course request a single NIC, but certainly for complex meeting rooms where you need to communicate with AV LANs and stuff like that, having that dual NIC is a great advantage, and certainly something I've been banging my drum on about even for our Gen 1 devices to try and get dual NIC in there. But finally it's arrived, and very happy to have that on board. Of course, with the Core Gen 2 as well, it has got integrated BYOM or BYOD, however you want to call it. So you have that best of both worlds between Teams rooms, and then just switching to a UC agnostic approach that's driven by a user laptop via USB-C cable. All very good. Moving into the middle, ThinkSmart One Pro, so the Windows all-in-one bar. It was updated back into last year to the Pro model with an enhanced DSP chip, but a great all-in-one, very quick and easy to deploy solution for small and medium meeting rooms. Moving across, ThinkSmart Hub, that's on the Gen 2. It's approaching its end of life date this summer. So, just heads up on that. There's still stock available. If anyone out there needs to refresh with the Gen 2s, then that is available. ThinkSmart Bar 180, aka Jabra Panacast 50, a product there, going from strength to strength. We all know about that. Very good for kind of rectangular or unusually rectangular shaped meeting rooms with that 180-degree field of view, and all the other great features baked into that on board. Our entry-level MTR on Windows kit is the ThinkSmart Tiny. So that's with a small i3 compute and our USB controller. That's a nice, simple, single display solution. Basically, entry-level Teams rooms means, your nice, simple bread and butter Teams meetings, and certainly pitched for customers that may be just looking to kind of venture into Teams rooms for the first time and are just a bit unsure. It's a good entry-level move there. So moving into the Huddly products, the Huddly C1, I'm sure everyone on this call is familiar with this. Just to note, a new firmware dropped for the C1 and C1 Crew yesterday, with enhancements under the hood, so microphone pickup and various other things on there. So if you do have a C1, I know some good things been promised in this latest firmware. I haven't got round to testing it with mine yet, but certainly from chatting to Fraser a couple of weeks ago, Fraser at Huddly, he was promising some good things with that firmware. So that's available now for the C1 and C1 Crew. So moving down to, apologies for the misaligned text, I didn't make these slides, but the Huddly C1 L1 C1 crew setups. So at the moment, you can do a C1 crew with 2 additional crew camera add-ons, or you could go for the conventional L1 crew camera solution, which is 5 cameras combined with our MTR Windows solution. The Huddly IQ, compact AI camera, enhanced field of view, very nice for very small spaces, certainly for bundling with a tiny kit. And then to boot, we have our ThinkVision large format displays. So the E series can work as a standalone. We also have touch models of the T series, but these kind of wrap up the complete room portfolio solution on that there. So that's where we're at with the portfolio today. So just talking about Huddly quickly, all the key call out buzzwords and stuff ready for next gen, agentic AI features, etc. They just continue to build and go from strength to strength in terms of their development of their algorithms and the technology on board with their devices. So really exciting stuff there. The key thing, which Huddly are always very keen to talk about, is the research they've done into the world of TV production and how to make sort of like translate the kind of what a director would do in a production studio by cutting between shots and stuff and just creating a more immersive, natural feeling kind of video production, essentially, that people would see inside meetings. Because we're always just seeing how it works on television. Don't give it a second guess, but the way Huddly do it is quite clever. That with certain modes can switch, it will cut away, get people's reactions, keeping people in the shot, and all that stuff, etc., etc. Yeah, sorry, I see a couple of hands go up while I've been talking there. Amandeep, I saw your hand up first.
Yep. Hi, Scene. I'm from Christie's, London. So actually, recently we have spoke to Lenovo on all such devices. We are planning to buy some Lenovo stuff. So one question on the bar, which is the 180 you are selling. Can we use this as a BYOD as well?
You can indeed, standalone. It can be just set up simple USB-C into the user's laptop and shared that way. Yeah, so it can be used as a standalone device.
Okay. Second one is, do we have any Lenovo compute which has Thunderbolt ports? Because we have some Blackmagic devices which we think if that can be connected.
Yeah, the Core Gen 2 has got, it's now down as a USB. We used to have a Thunderbolt port on the Core Gen 1, but certainly recommend trying the Core Gen 2 because we can do triple display outputs, and our Zoom variant of that allows the 2 HDMI outputs and combined with the DisplayPort enabled USB-C port on there to make that a triple display. So I would say yes, that should work okay with Blackmagic, but certainly we'd be able to arrange a demo device for you to try out with that if you're keen. But
Yeah,
just
yeah,
reach out to who
definitely.
you've been dealing with at Lenovo in the UK, and we'd be able to help you out there.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Sin.
No worries, no worries. Michael, I saw your hand go up and then go down. Have I answered that question, or is it gone?
No, I accidentally clicked that instead of clicking the people thing, so I could see who had their hand raised, so I could interrupt you. But you took care of it.
All good. All right, thank you. Right, moving on. Yeah, so just going to play a quick video from Huddly, just to let them talk about the kind of features because they can do it better than I. I can ramble on about Lenovo computes all day long, but just going to run this video very quickly.
.1.9.10 introduces a whole new dimension of intelligence into the meeting room, bringing spatial awareness today and unlocking even more intelligent features across all multi-camera setups in future updates. It builds a live 3D map of the room, capturing elevation and position, and shares that spatial data in real time across the entire system. It will track the room itself, walls, tables, objects, and people, giving the system full awareness of the space it's in. Every camera will know where I am, not just on a flat plane, but in 3D. The data is instantly synced between the cameras, enabling smarter decisions and more accurate framing. This is just the foundation.
There we go. Bit of an abrupt end to that video, but I hope you get the message. We'll talk about the 1.9 firmware, so they probably need to update that now for 2.03 or whatever the one is that came out yesterday. So bit of AI and Lenovo and what we're doing with AI, which is obviously, as you can imagine, a lot, and not a day goes past it. We're one of the primary sponsors of the World Cup that's coming up in a few days' time there, so there's a lot of things going on about that. But the key buzzwords I hear pretty much on a daily basis is from the pocket to the cloud. So, our AI solutions are basically transcending across everywhere from mobile into desktop, absolutely everywhere into the cloud, and our infrastructure solutions on there. So it's available for personal, enterprise, and public, and particularly the public sector. So we just keep building upon that, and lots of exciting things to look forward to coming from all the various business units in Lenovo at the moment. But ultimately, it's smarter AI for all, and that is the mantra that we're on. So with us being a Teams Rooms on Windows house currently, it's always important to mention some of the key reasons that we like to call out to our friends, partners, and customers, and everyone out on there. But feature advantages, which are slowly getting different, but some we have to call out here. We tend to get some of these new features. So talking about Miracast at the top of the call on there, nice addition to see rolled out Teams Rooms on Windows. The standardization, certainly for those more happy and familiar with just working in the Windows operating system space, you've got the security and the management tools that you're used to, and that same familiar look and feel. Security, patching regular operating system updates, sometimes too regular perhaps, but they come through thick and fast all the time, which is a great thing. Flexibility. So of course, we are a certified solution by Microsoft, so there's that guaranteed compatibility with all the other certified peripherals out there in the space. I do like to talk of our Core Gen 2 compute of essentially being, it's a device that's infinitely scalable. It can go into a 4-person meeting room all the way up into a 400 or bigger auditorium. We're just going to scale up the peripherals around it. So by making that compute the kind of brain of the system in there, really doesn't care what size space it's in. It's completely flexible and highly scalable, which is as mentioned in number 5. And the long life cycle, we build our solutions, they're built to last. Our laptops, goes without saying, tend to outlive operating system versions and stuff like that. They're still going strong. Same with our MTR computes. Our first venture into Skype room systems was back in January 2018 with our Hub 500s, and believe it or not, there's still customers out there today using them running on Windows 10. And of course, the sales teams are always kicking down the door trying to convince them into updating to devices, but I think it speaks for itself, the longevity on the hardware. It can really get a good ROI on our products when investing in them. Of course, zero-touch deployment, standardization management with Windows Autopilot. So we, as a vendor, we can do your Autopilot registration in the factory for your devices, your MTR devices on Windows. And then, of course, with Autopilot, that tenant registration is done there. And then when the devices, when they get deployed in time, they know they are already registered with your tenant, and then they will pull down all their configuration, deployment, and various policies that have been created in Intune for the device on there. So very good for staggered deployments and deployments for large organizations that are going out globally, and will happen over a course of time where it might necessarily happen in a couple of months or so to speak there. So big USP from our point of view, and certainly any questions you may have around Autopilot and what we can do on that, just ping them in the chat or reach out to myself or any of my colleagues around EMEA or globally, and we'll be happy to help with that. So ThinkSmart Manager, which is our tool that we offer as a companion tool to Pro Management Portal, mainly because of the advantages of us using Intel chipsets, and that our computes all have Intel vPro on board. I always like to talk about the benefits of Intel vPro because you have that always on remote manageability access regardless of the state of the compute, and sometimes that can be a lifesaver if a room does go down at the last minute and you need access to get onto it, do whatever, quick reboot command, tell the hardware to do whatever, that can be done there. But also now we've because of our partnership with Huddly, we have integration with Huddly C1, so that allows you to change the various device modes from regular speaker tracking, group framing. You can go manual PTZ modes and stuff like that. That can all be done inside ThinkSmart Manager and pushed out to the device very easy. We have the capability of locking unused USB ports on devices, so added kind of layer of kind of hardware, software security. As a bare minimum, a computer is going to need a microphone, a speaker, USB camera peripheral to run, but then you can say, right, I'm not going to accept any other device that's connected to it. So storage devices or any other USB device like that will not be recognized at all. It's turned off at the BIOS level. Again, talking of which, BIOS settings can be adjusted. Our Core Gen 2 BYOM port mode can be changed between BYM mode. Just to point out, by default, it's disabled. So always needs to be enabled either in the BIOS settings or in ThinkSmart Manager. And it can be configured just to display content only. So if you don't need BYOM, but you want to do content ingest into the call, that can be configured very quickly in ThinkSmart Manager. As I mentioned, BIOS remote access is available as well via Intel vPro. We can control our monitors. Lenovo monitors and Lenovo peripherals are connected. We've got more granular control available via ThinkSmart Manager. And we can do MTR remote recovery. So we can re-image a device fully remotely via ThinkSmart Manager if that is so required. And that has been very well received by a number of our customers that have got sick and tired of re-imaging things with USB sticks, like I'm sure many of us have on the call over the years. Spend my life looking at screens and progress bars and stuff like that. So having that remote recovery solution is good. It takes about 40 minutes. It was broken for a while, but it's been fixed a few months ago. Really happy to see that coming back in to ThinkSmart Manager. So lastly, and no means least, and Graham has mentioned at the top of the call, pesky Windows 10 devices still out there in the wild. Yes, they still exist, but I'm not going to go through all of this because I'm sure most of us on here are fully aware of the pros and cons. But the fact is there's still some 10 devices out there. And for the reasons aforementioned here and others, it's a very good time to refresh because it went end of support back in October last year. So please reach out to us or anyone local Lenovo rep if you would like to know about solutions and what we can do to help rectify all that. So there was my lightning update. I hope everyone found that beneficial on here. I'm always available for chat around any of our solutions and stuff around that. So thank you very much for having me, and I'll hand over back to you, Graham. Cheers.